Greetings, punks, goths, metalheads, herberts, herbetters, Martians and subterranean folk and cosmic groovers. How you all doing? Welcome aboard. Today we're going to go for a cool little walk local to me, and we're going to be walking up to Hartshead Pike. And there's actually some supernatural tales around this area, so we'll get into that as we get walking. So should we get going? Yeah! So the first part of this walk today, we're going to be going round the site of Knott Hill Reservoir. It was a reservoir, I should say. It's a local nature reserve now. There's not actually much water left in it, but there's a good footpath around it, and we're going to go the long way today. So a good thing that I like about this track today is you've got different elements. You've got like a woodland element around the old reservoir, then there's a bit of farmland we go through. And after we go through the farmland, we'll be going up onto Hartshead Pike Hill itself. Now it's a really easy walk this, it's got a little hill in it, but it's nothing, you know, it's like an entry level hill. And it's, if you live in the Tameside area, I'd thoroughly recommend walks up to Hartshead Pike. It was the first place I went when I came here, in the distance when I moved to Tameside. Ooh. 18 years ago. Wow. I could see this hill with a tower on in the distance, and I thought, I wonder what that is. So curiosity got the better of me, and it was a few mile walk, but it was well worth it when I got there. So we're at the beginning of October now. Summer's gone and we're at the beginning of my favourite season, which is autumn. So trees are just starting to change colour a little bit now. But we've got quite a long way to go before we get the full autumn range of colours on the trees. But you know, I always forget what a nice woodland area is on this walk. And as I talk about a lot on my channel about walking being great for your well-being, if you walk in nice green spaces, this one is definitely peaceful and quiet, and it's great for your well-being. So we've got the old sign there, people die in reservoirs. And you know, just talking about how dangerous it is, because people do go swimming in them, you know, and it's dangerous. This one I'd say is in particularly dangerous because it's such an old reservoir, and a lot of it's dried up, and there'll be loads of junk in there, I imagine, that you can get trapped in. So yeah. So actually thinking about it, my two favourite months of the year are October and November. September I like as well, because that's when my birthday is, but yeah, definitely my favourite time of year. So as I was saying, this track goes around the edge of the reservoir, and this is kind of the furthest point we're going before it turns round and goes the way it needs to go. Some of the wildlife you can see here: nuthatch bird, common spotted orchid, great spotted woodpecker, bluebell, weasels, heron and speckled wood butterfly. So a lot of these reservoirs, they were created in Victorian times, and you know, they're quite a feat of engineering. I mean, if you look at this, got this water channel at the side which is feeding water from on top of the hills, I imagine. So in a little while we'll be coming up to this little farm, and when we get to the farm we sort of cut across it for this little sort of very narrow lane, and then we'll be getting on towards Lily Lanes, which leads up to Hartshead Pike. So there has been a very noticeable shift since the COVID pandemic in more and more people using local outdoor green spaces, and COVID sort of started it off, kicked it off. But even after COVID now, a few years after, there's people who started enjoying time in green spaces, and they continue to do so. So just up these steps now.
You miss spending time and making sweet memories, the smiles, the laughter and things you shared. 'cause I love the dead.
Right, so this is a good time to tell you about some of the supernatural tales from the area. Now, as we go up to the Hartshead Pike, there's the site of an old chapel. It's a private home now, but I believe it was bought by people in the 60s, in the 1960s, and there's rumours that there were all sorts of weird goings on there, you know, at night time, and there's lots of weird chanting and stuff heard outside it. And there's rumours that there was some kind of satanic cult that bought the old chapel, and there were satanic rituals going on. This is hearsay, by the way, but there is a tale of a ghost sighting on the road, well, on the lane which the chapel is sited now. It's called Lily Lanes, and there's a story going back about 20 years ago to about 2003, 2004, and someone was walking up Lily Lanes to go to Hartshead Pike, and they saw a ghostly figure that was like slightly see-through and very sort of grey rather than in colour, but the figure was said to be wearing 1960s clothes. And it's weird that, especially since those weird goings on in the chapel with the 1960s. Apparently this figure disappeared when the person looked round. So yeah, that's one of the stories of the area. So it is a very ancient area, and like Lily Lanes and a lot of the lanes around here are actually Celtic trackways. People gather at Hartshead Pike on the summer solstice, so it's quite a nice place to gather. So there is a bit of a vibe going on to it, very new agey around the summer solstice. Kind of a bit like what Glastonbury Tor is, but not to that much extent. So we're actually just going to turn onto Lily Lanes now. And this will lead us up to Hartshead Pike. Now you should be able to see Hartshead Pike Tower on the hill in the distance. So here we have the old chapel site that I was talking about. Hartshead Hall, formerly St Augustine's Chapel, 1884. So we're just on the hill climbing section now. Gets a bit more rocky near the top, but a bit of a climb, but not too bad. So we got a better view of Hartshead Pike Tower now at the top of the hill. So as you can see, the track gets quite rugged now. It's like just cut through the rock. So the whole area is a bit of a supernatural hotspot. There's tales of werewolves in the area. One of them was a very recent one from a couple of years ago, when someone saw near Hartshead Pike, in the fields at the back of it, a huge wolf-like creature, but it was monstrous, and it was said to have glowing red eyes. Now that's recent, and there's a story of it up on YouTube. So looking into this more, I read that there's actually a medieval folklore tale about the werewolf of Longdendale, which is very close to Hartshead Pike. And this story says that there was a werewolf terrorising the area, killing children and babies, and eventually the king's men hunted it down and they killed it, and on killing it, it turned into the form of a woman. A few years ago, I was talking to a local farmer, and he told me that Hartshead Pike actually used to be called Wolf's Head Pike, because there was a wolf again terrorising the area in medieval times, and it was killed, and they mounted the wolf's head on a pike, which is like a pole. But then in recent years it was renamed Hartshead Pike. But it's interesting, it's another sort of medieval tale, but this is just what the local farmer told me. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But it's interesting that there's a lot of tales of werewolves in the area. So I'm just stood outside the door of the tower now. Sadly, it's locked off to the public. This tower was rebuilt in 1863 by John Eaton to commemorate the marriage of Albert Edward to Princess Alexandra. This was replacing a tower that had been there since 1751. There's an inscription stone from the old tower, and it states this pike was rebuilt by public contributions Anno Domini 1751, and this older tower was actually replacing earlier structures of timber and plaster construction. In the 1930s, the tower was open to the public and contained a sweet shop and also selling souvenirs and postcards. It closed at the outbreak of the Second World War, and the tower entrance was bricked up after the war. During 2020, the tower underwent £61,000 of repairs to stop it from deteriorating. There's also a well on the summit of this hill, and it's enclosed by a stone slab. And we'll just have a look over there in a moment, and I think we'll have a walk over there too. So this is the old well, capped off with stone. I only found out it was a well recently. I always thought it was a beacon or something like that. And here we have a nice view of Hartshead Pike. With there being a well here, it reminds me of Glastonbury even more now.
The dark one sent me here to you. The reason is to punish you. It won't be long till you find out the horrors that will take their due. You will reap just what you've sown. Threefold times you will behold. Not all angels are so kind. Some come to punish and you can't hide.
So I'm just on my way back now down from the pike to where the journey ends for today. It's always nice making friends on the walk. I do love horses. My daughter really loves horses, and these ones just come over to see me, very friendly. There's a lot of horses in this area. So at this point I would like to say a massive thank you to all my recent subscribers. I've had loads lately, and thank you so much. It really means a lot to me, and for all you guys that have been subscribed for a while now, cheers. Thanks for the support, and cheers for sticking with me. So I'm going to wrap this video up in a moment, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give us a like and a subscribe, and until the next video, don't forget, be different, stay weird and stay free. Bye now.